I haven't done an empties video in a while, so I thought that I would do one today. The box where I throw all of my empty crap is getting very full and I want to throw it out. So here we are. I'm going to start with perfume because I know that 90% of you are here for that. And for the rest of you who want to know about the skincare and all the other stuff that I use, then you can keep watching. Preferably to the end, if you don't mind. Just kidding. First perfume that I finished was a 5ml decant in this fancy little container of Juliet Has a Gun Sunny Side Up. I did ultimately end up buying a bottle of Sunny Side Up because I really enjoyed wearing this. I think I went through this decant very, very quickly. I also had a couple of samples of Sunny Side Up as well. It is a very light wearing, sort of slightly lactonic, musky scent, which I really enjoy. And like a lot of Juliet Has a Gun fragrances, it is sort of on the molecular side. It is quite synthetic, but it doesn't have that sour sharpness that I get with a lot of synthetic musks. So on the whole, really impressed with Sunny Side Up. And as I said, I did upgrade to a full bottle on that one. The next fragrance that I finished was... it's a bit dusty. Can you see the dust flying around? I hope not. Aqua Universalis by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is the, I want to say 35ml bottle, or is it 30ml? I can't remember. Again, another musky scent. This time, this one is more citrusy, laundry fresh. I'd had this bottle for a while. I really, really liked it. I quite enjoyed wearing it to the gym. But in more recent months, because I was going through this phase of really liking clean, musky scents, I actually ended up wearing it a lot just on the day-to-day. This fragrance has now been discontinued, I believe, so I don't think you can get this one anymore, but they have since released another laundry fresh musky fragrance called 724, which I have tried and it's nice, but I still think I preferred this one. This one just had a little bit more transparency to it. Sometimes I find laundry musk scents that smell too much like fabric softener to be a little bit sickening to me. So I'm not sure about the 724. I haven't tried it properly and I certainly even haven't had a sample of it. I've only just tried it in store. So I would need to give that one a little bit more of a go before I make any conclusions about how I feel about it. I think there is a Fort version of this that is still on the market. I don't really need to replace this, even though I really loved this particular scent. But there are so many other musky scents that I already have in my wardrobe that I probably don't really need to replace this. And I think I'll try and use up some of those before I go and launch into buying another one. And then I have used up quite a few samples of perfumes, I've just realized, but I don't know if I've been keeping all of the sample vials, but I did keep this one. This was Victoria by Frasai. As you know, I upgraded to a full bottle on this as well. This is absolutely beautiful. It's a kind of a fruity, woody, floral scent. And yeah, I mean, I've raved about it in several videos. You can go look at those up if you want to know my complete thoughts. But I am going to try and start keeping the sample vials as well so that I can talk about those because I don't know, I feel like it's important to talk through the ones that I even get through the full samples of because I don't always finish sample vials, particularly if it's a fragrance that I don't like. So that's it for fragrances. So I'm not going to lie, most of this stuff is skincare, but I do have a couple of makeup items that I thought I would talk about. This is a Surratt eyebrow pencil. This is the refill. So you buy the pencil and then the little nib comes out and you can replace the nib with a new one. And this is the one that's been used up. So there you go. You can see it's all used up and that just pops into the top of the pencil. This has got to be my favorite eyebrow pencil. And it's in the color brunette. I just love the color. It matches my eyebrows perfectly, even though it's ironic that it's brunette because I've never been a brunette. But that's just the color that I like. And it works really well. It's a nice texture. It doesn't smudge too much. It looks really natural. I really like it. The Surratt eyebrow pencil. But it's really hard to get in Australia. In particular, this color is always sold out. So anyway, that's that. Next up, we have the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I use the color Vanilla 02. And this is just a really nice gel-like consistency skin tint, mineral skin tint. It's very sheer. It does a really good job of just evening out my skin tone. It doesn't really cover anything, so if you want to cover something, then this isn't the thing for you. And it has an SPF, but it's only, oh, it's actually SPF 30. I thought it was 15. But I don't use it for SPF. I obviously use lots of sunscreen, and then I put this over the top. It's very light wearing. It looks very natural on my skin. It blends really well with my skin tone, and it just evens out my skin tone really nicely. And it's a really low effort thing for me to do to make myself look and feel much better on days when I really don't feel like putting much effort into makeup. So that is Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I had heard a rumour that this had been discontinued, but now I believe that it hasn't been discontinued, but I think they changed the packaging. I don't know if they changed the formula though. But I ended up buying another one of these before this ran out, and now I'm using that one. But I really like this. And that was it for the makeup. We are on to skincare. Late last year, I was traveling quite a bit, and I found my skin was getting very, very dry because of being on planes. And so I popped into a department store and ended up at the Kiehl's desk, and which was kind of funny because I've never really used any of Kiehl's stuff before, but I was just desperately looking for some kind of serum. Anyway, the sales assistant there got me onto this Hydro Plumping Serum Concentrate. I have to say, it was pricey. I think this might have been around $100, and what is this, 50 mils? Oh, I guess that's not too bad, is it? I don't know. That still feels pretty expensive. So this was about $100, and it was nice. I actually did like this. It was kind of like a gel. It was a gel that was sort of matte. So it was kind of like a dry gel. And what I liked about that is that it felt like it was really adding some moisture into my, like it was thick. So it felt like it was really adding moisture to my skin, or at least creating some kind of barrier whilst adding moisture to my skin. So I wasn't putting it on my skin and finding that it just disappeared into my skin immediately. I felt like it had some substance to it and providing nourishment rather than just getting sucked in immediately. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I guess if something's getting sucked into your skin, then that's probably good if you're wanting to add hydration. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that it made me feel like my skin was more hydrated whilst it was doing the thing that it was meant to be doing. I haven't replaced this just because I have many other serums and things that have been sent to me. You know, when I've made other purchases, I've been given samples of stuff. So I'm still working through those, but I might very well replace this at some point. I went through this massive 150ml tube of the Cancer Council Everyday Moisturizer Sunscreen. This is the matte finish one, and I think I've talked about this before. I had a smaller tube of it. It's nice. It's not as moisturizing as I would like it to be, but as a sunscreen, I find it to be really, really easy to wear. It does sting my eyes a little bit if I get it too close to my eyes, so I prefer to wear the La Roche-Posay sensitive one around my eyes. But this one is really great for getting really good coverage, sort of all over the rest of my neck and my décolletage and the rest of my face and the back of my hands and all that sort of stuff. So it doesn't go greasy. It doesn't leave a dry, grainy texture on your skin like some mineral sunscreens can, and it doesn't smell. So it's fine. It's really good for the price. I totally recommend it. Next up, I had this little sample of the Santa Maria Novella rose water. It's just a little sachet, and yeah, you can see the little top there. This just came as a freebie when I ordered some stuff from my local perfumery, which also they sell skincare and Santa Maria Novella stuff. And I quite like the Santa Maria Novella skincare, even though it is quite pricey, I think, for what it is, but I enjoy it, so I buy it. But this, I'd never really used rose water before. And one day I was feeling particularly dehydrated and I needed something to sort of splash on my face. So I splashed a bit of this on my face and I loved it. I really, really loved it. It just has a beautiful texture to it. It's not, I expected it to really just be like water, but with a smell. but it had this sort of really beautiful silky texture to it. And when I put it on my skin, it really kind of felt like it was hydrating it. So I don't know, I might buy some of this. Or I might find a cheaper rose water and try that first because I think this goes for about $48 or something Australian for a bottle. And I don't know how big the bottle is, but I have a feeling I could probably get rose water for a cheaper price. So I'm going to try and a cheaper one first and see how that goes. But this one, yeah, I actually really loved this product. I thought it was beautiful. All right, shall we we'll do the other sunscreens first and then I'll go on to the other things. I finished another of the La Roche-Posay Anthelios Ultra Sensitive. This is like a cream. It's probably like my favorite product for sunscreen at the moment because again, it doesn't sting my eyes. I've talked about this before. It's a staple in my skincare drawer. Enough said. Same with this one. This is the Anthelios Invisible Fluid, the 50 plus. This is one that I tend to wear more in summertime and on days where I'm wearing makeup. On really hot days, I like to wear this because it does have a drier sensation on my skin and it's not quite as heavy as the the sensitive one is. So it does feel a bit lighter on my skin and not quite as sticky. So that's why I like to wear this one. I don't know about the white cast, whether or not it really legitimately doesn't leave a white cast compared to other things because I myself am very white. So it's a bit hard for me to tell, but I do enjoy this product and you've seen it in pretty much every Empties video that I've ever done. So you will continue to keep seeing it. I also finished the tube of Ultraviolet Supreme Screen. Now, this one, when I last talked about this, I don't think I was entirely in love with it. I think I was concerned that it was breaking me out. In fact, in hindsight, because since then I have been to the dermatologist and since then I have been back on Roaccutane because basically what the dermatologist said was your adult acne after a decade has returned or is flaring up again, so which is apparently a very common thing, and I didn't know that. I thought once I had done the Roaccutane the first time round that was me done for the rest of my life, but apparently not. So he put me back on the Roaccutane. Everything is hunky-dory. So I guess the consequence is I don't think this was breaking me out. However, I don't love the smell of this. It does have a smell. I can't really describe it. It doesn't smell too chemically, but it has a smell and it's strong. So it takes a while for the smell to dissipate. What I will say is that I love the texture of this. So I think from my reading, this product has been made for people specifically to wear under makeup. And so from that, I presume means that this is meant to maybe act as a bit of a primer as well. And I have to say that I absolutely love this product. It does sting my eyes though, so unfortunately, like most other sunscreens, I can't wear it around my eyes and I still have to wear the La Roche-Posay Sensitive around my eyes. But this is so silky on my skin and once it sets on your skin, it doesn't feel like it's setting on your skin. I mean, it just feels like any other skincare that you put on. I find it to be very nourishing, and particularly because I've been on Roaccutane, my skin has been very dry. And this, I find, does a really good job of giving me some nourishment in addition to, especially because I'm putting it over a moisturizer as well. So it feels like silk on your skin, and even when it's on your skin afterwards, it still feels kind of silky. So I have done an almost 180 because I didn't hate this product before, but I was worried that it was breaking me out and I also didn't like the smell. Now I have an appreciation for this product and I bought another one when it was on sale recently. So there you go. I have again the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Baume B5. Again, I've talked about it before. It's a staple for me. I wear it at night time. Love, love, love it. I have been through 2 of the Tellurian Sensitive Cream. Now this product is great. I obviously went through a lot of it and then realized that maybe I needed to step up to the rich version of it. So there is another version of this particular product that's called the Rich or Riche, and it's a lot thicker and more nourishing, and just because we're coming into winter, so I needed something with a little bit more punch to it. But this is a really beautiful moisturizer. I wear it through summer and it's just a really lovely light wearing moisturizer. It doesn't feel too thick on your skin, and particularly in the heat, and it does a good job. This is something that I haven't spoken about before. This is a stick deodorant. It's called Fleur de Cèdre. It lasted me forever, I have to say. There's still like a tiny little bit in the top there, which you don't really need to see. It's a bit gross. But basically, I really liked this product. It's meant to have a floral cedar smell. I'm trying to figure out what the brand is, actually, but I can't figure out what the brand is. If I figure it out, I'll put it on the screen for you. But the scent is kind of a woody floral. It smells a little bit like cedar. Well, in fact, it is cedar. It's a floral cedar scent. I didn't know anything about this product before I bought it. I needed a stick deodorant. I think I've talked on my channel previously, I quite enjoy the native deodorants, but they're very expensive to get in Australia, and you have to get them shipped over from the US. And I just, I'm over it. I'm over it. If I can't source it locally, I'm not buying it. So I decided to get this one instead. I've got dust all over my fingers. The scent is very subtle, but I did feel like this did a very good job of keeping me feeling fresh and clean throughout the day. And I'm currently using another stick deodorant in the Kai scent. So if you are familiar with the perfume Kai, it's a white and yellow floral, very tropical sort of smelling. They have a whole range of skincare and stuff like that. I bought their stick deodorant, and whilst the smell is beautiful, I feel like this one actually did a better job. So I'm going to probably repurchase this when I'm done. It was pricey, but this lasted me almost a year, this stick. So it lasted a long time. I also used up, I mean, this is pretty random. I also used up, and there's my hair stuck to it. Great, that's disgusting. Well, it is a hair product. This is dry shampoo. It's just the Batiste dry shampoo. I bought this, I think, when I was on one of my work trips, because I was trying to get my hair through an extra couple of days. I didn't really want to use the crappy shampoo that was in the crappy hotel that I was staying in. I used it up. I didn't love it as a dry shampoo. I prefer the powder type dry shampoos. I don't really like the aerosol ones that much. I just feel like they dry out my hair a bit more than they need to, and I don't think that they last as long as the powder dry shampoos either. So, I mean, I used this and I was hoping I was going to get an extra 2 days, and I did get through those 2 days, but I think if I'd had my normal powder dry shampoo, I probably would have gotten through those 2 days more comfortably. Anyway, so it was okay. It was affordable. I know lots of people use this. I don't think I will be rushing to buy it unless I am in a bind and I really, really need it. The next thing I have is the Aesop Damascus Rose Facial Treatment Oil. So I said before that I've never used a rose water, but I have used a rose oil, and I have used rose hip oil in previous years as well. This was really nice, beautiful product. Probably not worth the price tag though, but on the day that I bought this, I was just wanting something luxurious, and it does feel luxurious. It has a beautiful smell to it, and I really enjoyed wearing it. I do feel like it was very nourishing, but you know, I have since bought other oils that I use on my face, which arguably are just as nourishing, and they're a fraction of the price. But I do love the Aesop brand, I have to say. I'm a sucker for their aesthetic and their whole marketing. It just gets me. Next up, I have a little sample vial of the Abeille Royale by Guerlain. It's a moisturizer, I think. Yes, day cream. This was okay. Actually, when I first started using this, it was probably about a year ago because I got it, you know, when I bought some Guerlain perfumes. So I must have gotten this in, I guess, 2021. And my local sales assistant is very generous with the sample. Gave me this and I didn't like it that much. But when I started using it more recently to use it up, I realized that it has a very thick texture and I really liked it because, again, my skin has been a lot drier recently than it has previously. So I liked it, but I probably wouldn't recommend it if you don't have super dry skin. If you've got normal skin, then this might be a bit heavy. I think I found it felt a bit heavy on my skin. Plus, I wasn't really a huge fan of the scent that's in here. But anyway, that's the Abeille Royale by Day Cream by Guerlain. And then finally, I have this Perfume MD Face Finishing and Firming Moisturizer. I really liked this a lot. I'm too scared to look up to see how much it costs, but I'm contemplating maybe getting a full size of this to wear it more because I really enjoyed it. I just found it very nourishing. It felt really nice on my skin. It didn't feel too heavy, but it also didn't feel too light. I really, really enjoyed it. But because I think I really enjoyed this though as well because it was quite nourishing, and since I've used this, I feel like I'm getting on top of the dryness from the medication that I'm on. So I probably don't really need this, but I did like it. And if you've got the budget for it, then by all means, give it a go. It's a moisturizer. Did it firm my skin? I don't think so. I just think it was a really nice moisturizer, but there are a lot of products that do that job for probably a lot less than this goes for. So I think that's it. My empties box is empty, so I can now throw all these things away and start again. Thanks for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Bye.